friends, Coach Alicia here, and I am back to share a little bit more with you about some of the ways that we can improve our immune system and to continue to boost our immune system. So today, we're going to be talking about bacteria. We're going to be talking about the good kind of bacteria though. So the bacteria that lives within our guts. We're going to be talking about gut health and how having a healthy gut can help to improve and boost our immune systems and keep us functioning at our very best. So when we talk about healthy bacteria or healthy gut bugs, there are two terms that you guys have probably heard of already. We've got probiotic and prebiotic. So let's dive into those two. Probiotic is actually the good healthy bacteria that lives down within our gut. This is the actual bacterial cell, whereas the prebiotic is the food source for the probiotic. So the prebiotics are the foods that the healthy bacteria, the probiotic, needs to be thriving off of. They need to have plenty of these things down there within our gut so that they can be eating these things so that they can live and thrive and survive within our systems to help us, help boost our immune systems and keep us extra healthy. So these things include healthy plant fibers from like fruits and veggies as well as whole grains. So why are the bacteria, this good bacteria, why is it so important to our immune system? And what is the good bacteria doing within our bodies? What is it doing? How is it helping us? So I want to dive into that with you guys and share that with you. The healthy bacteria, many of them actually live down in our gut in the intestinal lining. So here they're actually exuding massive amounts of antibodies. Yay! We learned what antibodies were. Those are just the little defender cells that are down there on the front lines, basically defending against like toxins and pathogens and different infections and illnesses and stuff like that. Keeping our bodies healthy, basically. So they're also helping to inhibit, stop, and block harmful bacteria. So I'd say that we need them pretty much functioning at their best, and I hope you guys agree. So when you're eating, I want you guys to think about the way that we eat each day. We're constantly touching things. We come into contact with probably thousands of potentially harmful bacteria, toxins, and particles throughout our day. And I can guarantee that every single thing we're putting in our mouths and in our body is not sterile. It's highly likely that that's not happening. That's normal. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm basically just trying to inform and educate you guys right now. So some of these things, if, these bacteria, toxins, different things, when they get into our bodies and live there for a little while, they can actually turn into illness and diseases and infections and all that bad stuff that we don't want. So that's why we want to have plenty of that good bacteria in our bodies to combat those negative things that we come in contact with on a daily basis. There's no way around it, so might as well build up that good bacteria within our gut, right? So anytime that bad stuff enters into our system, we have the good bacteria to help combat that. Now that we know what probiotics are, we know that we need more of them. So how do we do this? How do we get more of those probiotics into our system? How can we help them grow? And we can actually do this just through food, through the things that we eat. So this is where the prebiotics come into play. So let's talk about those a little bit more. We need our healthy plant sources of fiber. So like fruits, veggies, whole grains, even sprouted grains. This is where that dietary fiber comes into play. So another food that's very helpful in supporting our probiotics is actually our unsaturated fatty acids. So these are going to be like the plant oils like olive oil, avocado oil, different nut oils. All of these things help to support the health of the probiotics and are extremely beneficial to our bodies. So now I'd like to talk a little bit more about the foods and some of the things that we're eating that actually have the opposite effect on our gut health and on our bodies. So these things actually harm our probiotics, which are the good bacteria. And we don't want to harm those guys. We want to have plenty of those guys living healthy in our bodies. So we really want to limit these things that I'm going to talk about. And those things are our unsaturated fatty acids. These actually also promote inflammation, and we know what inflammation does to the body. We want to avoid inflammation at all costs. And we know that inflammation basically can be very damaging to our well-being, our health, and our stomachs. Actually, in particular, very damaging to our good gut bacteria within our stomachs. And those are the guys that we want to keep healthy. Let's chat about the probiotic a little bit more. So there are several food groups or food sources that probiotics come from. So we have our yogurts, sauerkraut, we've got kombucha, kimchi, and all basically fermented dairy products and fermented veggies. These are the things we want to focus on. There are other raw fermented veggies and things that you can look for and cook as well. So you can typically find these things in the refrigerated section at your grocery store because the good bacteria that's in there, in these products, they need to be refrigerated in order to stay alive to start off. So just FYI, you can find them in the refrigerated section. So moving on to supplement options for prebiotics and probiotics. As I know some of the foods on that list, the yogurts, the sauerkrauts, kombucha, maybe we're not all fans of that kind of stuff. So how else can we get our probiotics and prebiotics? So a couple things you want to look for when it comes to a quality probiotic supplement. You want to look for live active cultures. So these should be indicated on the bottle. You can find them on the packaging. Most of the quality ones will need to be kept in the fridge. Unless you find an engineered shelf-stable capsule, which some of them have that. So if that's what you're looking for and that's what you find, then great. I know that there's a brand called the Garden of Life, which is the doctor-formulated brand. That one actually has, I believe it's one that does have the capsule, shelf-stable capsule for it. So just FYI. And it's also a recommended brand, so the Garden of Life. Another thing you want to look for is colony forming units or CFUs. So something between 15 and 100 billion CFUs is what you want to look for. All this information again will be on the packaging for you, so no need to worry about that. Something else we want to take notice of are the strains. So we want to consider something that has multiple strains in it, definitely. And the strains are just basically the different colonies within that product or the different types of bacteria, the good bacteria. So we're looking for somewhere between 10 to 30 strains basically. And lastly, what I want you guys to look for is, and this goes for any supplement that you're considering, and I believe we talked about this in a previous video, but you want to make sure that it is third-party tested or verified, and it will have that label right on there. You won't be able to miss it. It's going to be on the packaging for you. You'll see something like NSF on it or GMP. So just FYI. Alrighty guys, there you have it. That's a little bit of information on prebiotics and probiotics for you and how they can work in our favor for our gut health, in turn helping to boost our immune systems and keep us going and functioning at our very best. So that's it, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.